you said something interesting. You said that that GOAT makes you deck or lets you deck build more freely. What do you mean by that?
So I feel like you can kind of like take an idea, or like if you find like a certain like mechanic that's interesting, and you can build out a deck from there. Like the original story behind like the whole Cannon Soldier deck was I was trying to find like I wanted to build like a Last Will toolbox deck, and so like the final product had no Last Wills in it, funny enough, but the original idea was like, oh, I can play Cannon Soldier because I can tribute it to itself to enable the Last Will. And then I was playing like, I was like, wait, I can just play like Toon Cannon and search it off of Toon Table. And then I was trying to figure things out with that, where it's like, oh, can I get like brain control? Is there something here? And ultimately, I was trying to find the last piece for this deck, and I started like looking it up, see if anyone else had tried something similar.
Right.
And I'd seen something on YouTube. I think the channel was like Retro Expert, I think it's called. And they were explaining that Soul Exchange doesn't have to be for a tribute summon, just the next time that you would tribute. And that's when like I felt like everything just clicked into place. Like, oh, I can use Soul Exchange Metamorphosis, I can use a Mystic Walk, I can use it with Enemy Controller. Like everything just turned on all at the same time.
You can use it with Metamorphosis. Oh, that's busted.
Like as soon as like I heard that explanation, I watched like the rest of it, and I feel like the version that I ended up with feels like a more like proficient version of that deck idea.
Right.
But that little bit of like you can use Soul Exchange for this is like everything just clicked into place right then and there.
Yeah, that's always a good
just like
feeling.
you can. Yeah, it's just like you can do that with like anything in this format. If you see like a monster where it's like this card design is interesting to me, you can just kind of like try to like see where's this branch off. Like I think the next thing I really want to try is like a Tsukiyomi like aggro control deck. See like what can I like flip up and down, like going into like that like Tsukiyomi Thousand Eye, like try to like turbo that out. That could be an idea. And it's just like there's so many little like bits and pieces that you can try to like build your whole deck around, versus like I think the main trade-off is because Edison has so many archetypes are like they come like solved for you almost, whereas like GOAT doesn't have archetypes. You kind of have to like figure it out yourself, you know?
I think that the way that you explain the Cannon Soldier thing, the first thing that popped into my head is Debris Dragon. And Debris Dragon is going to get one thing. It's going to get your Dandy so you can do other things. Or your Lone Fire is going to get your Dandy or a Gigaplant or a Titanium. So the innovation is kind of, it comes innovated for you. When you see this card, you do this. When you see this card, you do this. So I always like innovative deck builds, and back in the day I always played, well, not always, my first competitive deck was Wind-Ups, but until then I was playing Rogue. Whatever the Rogue build was, I was playing that with wanting to beat the meta in mind. So going on YouTube back then, there wasn't really many options as far as people that were deck building. Like the YouTube or YugiTube scene was different, where it was more just this is the deck list that topped this event, and this is the guy doing a deck profile. There wasn't really any people going too far off on creative limbs. So I'm glad that people are doing that now, because you took one idea from the Cannon Soldier thing to YouTube, found one guy that explained one thing which made everything click. So it's like that's dope that you can do that in GOAT format. I feel like Edison maybe does have some sprinkles of that, but in most cases, your Lone Fire gets this. Your Dandy is for this. You have Caius. Why would you play anything else?
like every time that like I've wanted to build something in Edison, it's like you can look up a list really easy. Like you don't have to like dig through YouTube. You just like I was trying to find like a plant deck. I'm sure if you would like search any kind of plant deck on YouTube for Edison, you just get like a million videos. There's like 3 different Edison dedicated sites that have it. It's just like, well, I don't need to talk bad about their format because I know a lot of people complain about Edison players like kind of like shit talking about their formats.
Yeah, Go and Tengu and Hat and all that too. Yeah,
Yeah, like, but it just feels like it just feels very hard to like break into the format with something new. Like every time that like I can probably like try this, it's like this has actually already been done before a couple times actually. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, all right then. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, I like innovative deck building. Now for Edison, well, let's talk about Go, because I talked about resource management earlier. I think Edison is more board presence. Are there any other formats that you're playing outside of Go and Edison, or is it just those two? And Genesys, of course. We'll talk about that in a second, actually.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Hat. We did like a couple Hat monthlies at my locals, and then the scene kind of died off. I think like people were kind of trying to push it to sell like their Maxis and stuff, honestly.
Fair.
And then once everyone moved for Maxis and like Maxi got reprinted, suddenly people stopped coming up, people stopped talking about Hat, and it's just like, all right, like it was a little fun. Like I played a version of Hat where instead of playing the hands, you're playing cards.
Yeah,
and then and then I went from the cards to playing emergency teleports. That way I give like the deck like more of like a push to it, so I can like summon out tuners, make like big synchros, and it still felt like that control deck that Hat is. It just has like a more aggressive like play line to it at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of how our Hat scene is. Our Hat scene is the lowest of the 3 Go and Edison, but people still enjoy it. You know, one of my homies brought a Hat deck. We played Sylvans versus, oh man, what is the artifacts? Hat. The hand artifact trap. I was playing that build, and my friend was playing Sylvans, and he just shit on me. I couldn't get anything going. I had all my I set everything, but I had the sanctum, but I didn't actually know what to do with it because I was playing all Go formats. I'm like, okay, I set 5. Now do I just lose? Like, what do I actually do from here? But I'm gonna try to start getting in a Hat. What's really interesting right now is Genesys format. I've done the most deck building I've done in a week than I've done in the past like 5, 6, 7 years. So Genesys format for me is something new, something fresh that actually feels like it's going to be around for a long time. What I have seen though is people comparing it to older formats. So people are comparing Genesys to Go in the deck building sense, where you have to really manage the resources because now the point system becomes the resource for deck building and becomes one of, well, the biggest, I would say, the biggest factor in your deck building. But what do you think about Genesys as a whole, and do you think that it compares to older formats at all?
Yeah, so Genesys, we've been like my test group has been talking about Genesys a lot. Like initially, like my first reaction was this is a really cool idea. It's